welcome everyone to Creativity Conversations, where we explore the joyful, messy, and luminous terrain of all things creativity. Today, I am joined again by Linda Day Gonzalez and Debra Zachau from Grow Your Light with Debra Zachau to do part 2 about fear. We had a previous conversation about fear and how this is an important thing with creativity. And so if you missed part 1, it is linked below. Please watch it. It was quite good. I would encourage you to watch it with the comments, the live chat, because the best chatters really brought it. It was quite good. So again, creativity conversations. I need to have like a T-shirt or a mug made of that. You know, I'll get on that. Again, I am joined by Linda Day Gonzalez and Grow Your Light with Debra Zachau. All of their links are below so that you can show support. If you want to show support, please do so by liking, subscribing. It's free. And if you want to be a member, Linda, you have a membership. Debra, do you have a membership on your
channel? Yes, I do.
Yeah. Okay. The cool kids have memberships, and you member. And so, again, Terra Stash doesn't have memberships. However, all three of us do private readings.
Yes.
And it's interesting because if you are struggling with some fear, I think getting a reading with someone who is trusted and connected, you can gain a lot of insight about fear and how you can shift its control and shift it. And so, because fear is what? False evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes you need insight. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make any decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really. How have the two of you been? What are your thoughts on creativity and fear, or just fear, or whatever? We'll start with that.
Oh, gosh. Well, I've been struggling with formatting my book. The creative part is over. The trying to find someone to do what I don't want to learn.
That's honest.
Is going on, and it's frustrating. So I've come to the point today that I'm going to have to learn book formatting. But that's part of the bringing the creation to the marketplace, to an audience. And so I'm in that. That's what's happening this week or right now.
I think you bring up a really important point, is creating and being a creative. The actual creating is one aspect of it. Then you have the aspect of how do you promote? How do you finalize it? How do you frame it? How do you sell it?
If that's something you want to do.
If that's something you want to do,
right.
Yes.
Now I really, but you know, I got to tell you, I love painting, love it, but it started crowding me out, and I painted to paint, to be creative. And I thought, well, I'll sell some or I'll do this. I didn't want to be a professional marketer on any of that. But then I stopped painting because who wants another pretty picture? It's almost like AI comes in and you can get exactly what a person wants without being creative to have it on their wall. Right. So I'm hitting I'm writing now instead of painting, but I remember thinking, it really surprised me that I stopped because I was filled up with that. I know that's kind of off topic.
No, but it's genuine.
Yeah,
it's genuine. Linda, what have you been thinking about fear and creativity this week?
Mostly looking back on my life and thinking about all the times that I stopped myself because I was afraid to continue. I was afraid to do more.
Mhm.
I didn't know what I would do with the more. I don't have any other way of expressing that, but there, because I was painting too, not very well, but I was getting better, and I still love watercolor.
Mhm.
And yeah, I just didn't know where to go with it because I wasn't gonna turn myself into a full-time artist and take art classes. I wasn't willing to do the work.
Mm.
So I can't say that it was actually fear. It kind of was, but not completely.
I get you. It's like momentum.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's fun to do on the weekends, and it's fun to get into the flow, and for me at least, it wasn't an all-consuming passion. It wasn't something that I
Mhm.
had to do. Otherwise, I was just gonna die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
There wasn't something burning to get out of me. Something that I really wanted to communicate, that I really had to put down and share. That I'm a good technician, but
Mhm.
that fire of creation
Mm.
at the time did not exist within me.
Mm.
I have since learned that my creation is different.
Say a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
I'm just learning this myself about me. Okay,
Mhm.
so this is all very tentative, and it's not
It's a safe space, yeah. Mhm.
it's just all not set in stone or anything, but it appears that I am more about putting people together to accomplish something or not, or just to be together, or just to be a community, than I am about writing or just about anything else. Well, except for maybe fabric and textiles and playing with that. But yeah, that seems to be something I care a lot more about than putting paint to paper.
That's very creative, though.
I
I
was
never tried it that way though. And
Mhm.
it's only there's a very recent shift in my perception.
Yes.
So I'm
You're
not sure of it yet. And I'm sorry, I don't really have the words to give you the shape, but this is kind of the direction that it feels like I'm working.
That's awesome.
That's really exciting.
It is.
It's terrifying. Ah!
Yes. Yes. Isn't that the truth? When we have something that is new to us that we're curious about and we lean into it, it's exciting, it's terrifying, it's worrying. Humans are very complex. We can have a lot of emotions and energy all at once.
Yeah.
So I think this is I think this is one of those things where it's an important thing, and I hope this comes through in the creativity conversations. It's not what kind of art you do, it's just that you do something creative, something that fosters that feeling. And I will just call it, it fosters that energy and that energy flow, because when you have it, others see it, others recognize it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have not said hello to the best chatters. Best chatters are really here. They're bringing it. I thank you all for being here. I'm going to quickly say hello. Angie Burks, Kaylee, Sherry Moe, Jay, Cat Lady, Roman, and Russ Bob's Barbara. Timmy Raven is here. And Timmy did say, Raven Tarot Meditation said, honesty nurtures confidence.
Oh, I like that. Write that down. Write that down. That can be in your next book.
Everybody,
Honesty nurtures that is so true.
Yeah. Authenticity is really the foundation of any creativity, as far as I'm concerned. Well, as at least this is what I've learned so far. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Play Love Remember is here, and Kaylee said, I painted this weekend for the first time in probably 6 months. Even painted with my fingers.
I love that.
Good for you. Good for you, Kaylee.
Thumbs make the greatest clouds.
They do.
And trees. And trees. Like yeah.
Yes. So for those of you who are watching, or you're watching the playback, this is what we talked about last time. We talked about what is fear. We talked about what is fear in the creative process, and how does fear block fascination and flow, and what does fear look like for you as a creator. This was a really amazing topic, that one in particular, because we have to be honest and recognize fear can look different based upon the project, the creator, the audience.
Mm-hmm.
It can have a lot of variety. So, and we also talked about overcoming fear and shifting from fear not as the enemy, but as a companion. And that's where we actually had this idea of Elizabeth Gilbert in her book Big Magic said, talking to fear, you're allowed in a seat in the car, but you're not allowed to drive.
I love that.
You're also not allowed to pick the playlist. You can't pick the snacks. You can come along. I say put big boundaries on that one.
I don't care if you want to stop because you need to pee. I don't care.
Yes. Here's a bottle. You just keep your mouth shut. We're not slowing down. We are not slowing down. And so I found me some sparkle velvet yarn, so I'm crocheting and listening.
Oh, nice. No lurking.
Sparkle velvet yarn.
I love it. And Kaylee brings up another point, also challenging fear, the fear in myself with a new knitting pattern. That's an interesting idea. Can you overcome fear by learning something new?
Yeah,
I think you can. Yes. I feel fear has tried to false thinking. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. I'm going to take a sip. I'm also, while I'm sipping, I'm going to remind everybody to like and subscribe.
Oh, I got to be part of it.
Yeah, come on.
This is a communal sip.
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. Well, let me tell you. Here's a secret. Everybody doesn't know this. I drink a lot of water. I've said this before. The thing about drinking a lot of water is you sometimes have to get up out of your seat and go relieve yourself.
Yes.
That is a powerful shift, because if you're too focused, you're missing the bigger picture, or I oftentimes miss the bigger picture. So getting up isn't necessarily taking me out of the flow. It's allowing me to see the flow a little differently. So I think this is an important thing. Yes. Yep. Stepping outside your comfort zone. Oh, and by the way, I have set up Creativity Conversations as a podcast. So if you are on YouTube and you have YouTube music, you can listen to the podcast because I have several of the shows set up that way.
I'm going to pick your brain on that one.
So,
Also, I make an announcement. I forgot to tell you this beforehand. I'd like to give away my new book. So if you have the Pick Me tool set up, it's called When Life Knocks You Off Your Happy. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Thank you. But I wanted to give it away today. So.
okay. I can set that up.
Sorry.
So I can set that up, but we will do that. Let's so one of the things that it was important for me to do is I wanted to look at what some famous artists said about fear. So Vincent van Gogh, in his letters to Theo, he often speaks of doubt and failure. And just one quote is, "What would life be if we had no courage to attempt anything?"
It would be Lemuria. Lemuria is so laid back in my, but it wouldn't be Earth.
But it certainly wouldn't be as exciting and certainly not colorful. It would not be flavorful.
Mm-hmm.
There would be no music.
Yeah.
Kaylee's like boring.
Exactly.
Picasso said, "Every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up."
That's true.
Implying fear of judgment, conformity, and adulthood dulling creativity.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. And Louise Nevelson, if you don't know Louise Nevelson, go look her up. Louise Nevelson faced rejection early in her career and said, "I never feel age. If you have creative work, you don't have age or time," suggesting that immersion can dissolve fear.
Immersion.
Yep. You really immerse yourself in what you're doing.
You don't think
time stands still.
It's true.
So many artists use repetition and ritual to bypass fear. Daily sketching, working in a series, or creating hundreds of versions is one of the ways to overcome fear. And oh my God, where the hell are my notes? Okay, sorry. See. Oh, and thank you. Maru is actually putting in
I noticed that.
Your information. I appreciate that.
I tried to type a thank you, but it didn't go through. So thank you.
Well, there you go. And Beth has arrived. So, and we've got Linda's channel as well.
Thank
yes,
you.
Being in the moment is really important as well. So, okay, so let's talk about tools and practices for moving through fear. I do want to point out Julia Cameron, in her book, The Artist Way, talks about morning pages, talks about artist dates and affirmations. An affirmation like, "I am willing to be a beginner." How many of us are willing to say that?
It's so hard for adults to put themselves in there because we're used to mastery. You know, we're used to, I know how to do that. I know how to drive. I know how to pay my bills. I'm a competent adult. It is really scary to go, I have no clue what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. It is terrifying for most adults to do that. So just conquering your fear long enough to go to the course or whatever it is, you know, to pick up your paints.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of people think that it's talent, and it's not talent to paint. There is a protocol on how to paint. And so, but when you think, oh, people are either born with it or not, then I really feel sorry for you. Because you're not willing to go through the steps on how to make a tree or a cloud or
Yeah.
And that's what you need.
Yeah. Well, because it's work, right?
It's
Mhm.
what?
It's work.
Well, it brings it out of the mysterious. I think if you think, that there's a list of things you can do to create something, instead of just sitting down and doing. So if you sit down and do something once and you're no good at it and you toss it away, well, it's not like you're no good at it. It's that you just don't have the protocol. That's all.
Yes. Deborah, I have created the giveaway tool.
Oh, thank
So
you.
are you going to send this anywhere in the world or
No,
United
just
States?
in the U.S. I'm sorry,
Okay.
the world is a little too expensive for me.
Okay.
Unless you want to share that, but it is available throughout the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yes, it is available.
Thank you.
Oh, sure. And okay. Linda, will you go ahead? I'm going to disappear myself for a second so that I can
You
go
want
ahead and
Away.
put Deb's here. Talk about that.
you Okay, so Beth says in Buddhism, there's a common practice of working or doing things with a beginner's mind. Yes, it helps bring you into the moment and to pay attention. And you know what? That beginner's mind serves you in so many different ways, because if you walk into a situation, as has happened to me several times in my life, and you go, why are you, in my case it was in an office, why are you doing things like this? Like, it's so freaking inefficient. And if you're new, you can't really say anything. You just have to wait until you get some trust and some credibility, and then you can say, maybe if we did it like this, that would be helpful to all of us. So yeah, beginner's mind serves you in so many ways, in not just in creativity, like not just in art. It's so useful in so many areas of life.
It is one of those things that the tools and practices for moving through fear include movement and doing. A lot of I did a lot of reading earlier this year about writing and people who write, and they talk about showing up, getting into that ritual. They start every morning sitting at the same table with the keyboard, a pen, a writing utensil, and a paper, and writing. And I think that's really important. The idea of moving through fear is you don't have to butt up against it. I mean, if your nature is to argue with it and ramrod it and get it out of the way, great. If it works for you, do it. But sometimes, and it goes back to that idea of shifting our think about how we think about fear. It's a companion, not necessarily an enemy. So, Art and Fear, in this great book, which we referenced before, they talk about build a body of work. Don't wait for confidence. Start messy. It goes back to what you brought up last time, Deborah, the idea of quantity over quality.
That's in the book. Yes.
I think that's so very powerful, because keep showing up, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it.
Yeah, as a reminder, it was a grade that was given to a class. Half the class had to produce the quantity of pottery, a full vessel, but a quantity, and the other other grade is based on quality. And the best, most aesthetic one was the quality, highest quality was in the quantity side of the room. So I just wanted to finish that thought about that. But just doing it over and over again, you do get better.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does
yes. And I love the idea of start
Ooh,
messy.
yeah.
Start messy. Do and it's when I teach someone to I'm teaching a friend of mine how to knit, and one of the things that I said to her early on is this first thing that you're knitting, it's supposed to be bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is.
It's supposed to be horrible. It's supposed to be riddled with mistakes and errors, and it's riddled with learning. That's the important part of it. Timmy shared, I think creative fear is related to our biology, our animal nature. I believe our spiritual intellect is immortal and has no creative fear.
That's an interesting way of looking at it, Timmy, because fear comes from our lizard brain, right? If you want to get into like the brain layers, sort of, but that's not where our creativity comes from. Lizards aren't creative. Lizard brains aren't creative.
Mm-hmm.
Your frontal lobe is creative, and your lizard brain is reacting to something it doesn't understand. Excellent point. Excellent point, Timmy.
And we did talk about what happens when the body experiences fear. The amygdala gets hijacked. So we go into these base needs. So, yes, Tiffany, it is a good book. Angie, I hope you can find your spirit animal. There's lots of good ways to explore that. So what are some tools and practices that you two have for moving through fear?
For me, the fear, because in the middle of every book, I want to give up because it's so boring to me. And I show up every day or every other day, every third day, whatever, to work on it. And it seems like in the middle, it's really hard. You're kind of bored with the topic. No, I'm not ever bored with the topic. That's not right. But it's hard. It gets hard.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing I can say is it always gets hard, always feels this way in the middle, but it will move forward, and we can get past it as long as we move. Keep doing it, rather. If I gave up, the hard would win. Yeah, so it's that thought that I've, even like if you worry about whether you can make the rent or not. Well, how many times have you not made the rent? Of course you're going to make the rent, right? You're going to do it. Just keep moving forward. That type of thing.
Yeah.
That's mine.
Do you have tools or practices for moving through fear?
Trying to remember.
Well, I'm going to piggyback on that. One of the tools and the practices that I have for moving through fear is writing stuff down, capturing it, organizing it.
Yeah.
So, because a place for everything and everything in its place.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
And that way, if I go, oh, what about such and such? I can go, I've got some of that information already. And it is it's a very curious thing. I'm a big supporter personally of ritual. We talked about this before. Linda, I think you said, it's like you wear a certain top, you sit in the same chair, you have a
fragrance, and I
pillow.
tried it this week. I'm sorry.
How did
it worked. I went and put on my. So let me refresh everybody. So one of the tools was to put your favorite shirt on or favorite chair or whatever, and then you said fragrance. So there is a perfume I never wear because I don't go out anymore, but I love it. And I thought, oh, I'll spray this on and do my work. And that was the first thing. And then when I got ready that next morning, I thought, oh, I want to wear my perfume. And I thought to myself, only if I'm going to write. It was automatic. It was automatic because of what I learned from you, Linda. That was great. Great
Oh,
tip.
awesome. I'm so happy that worked.
It worked.
Yeah. Scent is really powerful for me. It's a really powerful trigger. I don't want to say that word because it's got such negative connotations now, but triggers can be positive, folks.
Mhm.
Yes.
And scent is a really, really powerful tool to put in your little toolbox. I'm trying to think about how I move through fear. I rely a lot on knowledge. So if I'm afraid of something, or if I'm afraid of doing something, then I try to find out as much as I possibly can about it. I don't get well, I don't have a printer, so I don't print off stuff and put it in folders. Thank God, because I'd be drowning in paper.
We've got opposites here. Opposites here. Over here.
Well, I do the same things Gerald does. I just keep them
Digitally.
as bookmarks, and I might. Okay, I have, and I've done this, and I still do this. Create a document and just shove everything into that document, and that document lives in the cloud.
It's like a sketchbook.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
It's like a sketchbook. Yep.
But I dance around different aspects of what I'm dance. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I cherry pick what parts of the fear and just throw knowledge at it until it disappears. Besides facts, I feel awfully goofy talking about it out loud, but I throw facts at it and say you're full of shit, and here's why.
That is really empowering, Linda.
It is for me. It works. It works like a charm. It's so simple, but it works like a charm for me.
You educate fear is what you're doing. You educate it by all these.
Or I make it disappear by saying, "Here's a fact, wham. Here's another fact, wham."
I always say, "You are a liar." You just lie. You lie like a rug.
You're lying. I got facts here. Go away. I got another fact here. You're so full of it. Your eyes are brown. Here you go.
Well, yeah, but see, there's a key thing, because if you don't have any passion, you're just going to roll over and let that fear have its thoughts.
Yeah, exactly.
And so what is happening is when you're honest and you're going, you know what, here, boom, 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 fact.
Yeah.
And you're putting it together, and you're just taking its power away.
Yeah.
So
and that's for the sort of intellectual pursuits that I have, like for my channel. And yeah. In between,
Glow said that's a great that's a great tell them to go away. That's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't hold any water here. I'm sorry, but I have just proven you absolutely wrong, and so you can just vanish now. Thank you very much.
Right.
Well,
it's powerful. For me, it's powerful. And there may be a residual sort of fear left over that, like, because it's something I've never done before. And, oh, well, so what? I've never done it before. Of course, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, exactly. Call them a liar. Yeah. Yep.
Well, and Tim shared, it's like Hemingway apparently said that the first draft is always crap.
Well, of course it is.
He wrote his first novel in Paris as a young man and chucked that first draft into the Atlantic on the way back to the U.S.
Oh my gosh, that's brave.
Yes. Well, and
so Hemingway.
It is so Hemingway. And it probably had very few words and the scent of alcohol on it, but we're for entertainment purposes only.
Rings from his glasses of rum.
There you go. Beth said, I actually rely on my spiritual practice to help me move through fear. using tarot, pendulum, candles, intention, or prayers.
Awesome.
Yes. I think it's extremely important that we have these rituals. And, I know people who they pray, they pull out the Bible, they pull out their holy books, and that prayer gets them into that connection and that great
I
mood.
pray. I pray.
Yeah.
I don't pull out the Bible, but I pray.
Of
Oh,
course.
yeah, this one here.
Yeah.
With the night moon
Oh,
glow.
I love that purple
I wear
pen.
scent and write with a purple pen. Remember the kids' book, Harold on the Purple Crayon?
Yeah.
Love these ideas. Oh,
That's
well,
great.
I'm glad you're here because Harold was manifesting the world that he wanted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Manifested the world that he wanted. So some other options that we may forget is work small.
Mm-hmm. Modest.
You
Just
don't have to
really
paint the Sistine Chapel. You paint an 8x10 piece of paper. And
Yeah.
if that's too big for you, then you work on a 5x7.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
another good option is the idea of creative constraints. That's when I talked about is sometimes setting boundaries can be very liberating. When I have too much coming in, I get overwhelmed. So if I go, okay, wait a minute, I need to set back and I need to step back and go, what was my intention here? Is where I'm going still aligned with that? In the corporate world, they called it scope creep. When you had a scope for a project and suddenly, oh, there's one more thing and this and that.
Yeah.
Politicians know that.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, not talking about that. And then the other idea is just returning to play, returning to the idea of being silly, get your fingers dirty in the safe paint, make clouds with your thumb.
That brings me, I need to share this. One of the ways that I've been doing this for so long that it's second nature to me now. And so I forgot that I do this. I call things an experiment. Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
say, I'm going to, let's do this. It's an experiment. Let's see what happens if we do things this way. I want to make this. I want to make this thing. I want to make this thing. Okay. I don't have this particular tool that is apparently necessary, but I have a tool that I think will work just fine. So let's experiment and see what happens.
Smart.
Mm-hmm. It takes you right out of the whole I am making something into whoa, what are we going to do here?
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
It goes back to that lovely idea in Art and Fear. Work on quantity because the quality shows up through the process.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things. It's going to show up even if you try to not have it show up.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. I've been using that idea since I was, I don't know, in high school, I think, when we were doing stuff in chemistry and somebody said, well, this is an experiment. We don't know what's going to happen. And I went, oh,
really?
I love that. 3 years old and I'm going, oh, let's experiment.
I think that's really great because in those experiments, while someone's hair may be singed off or they may lose their eyebrows, they make these amazing discoveries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's very alchemical that way, isn't it?
It is. In the chat, there's a conversation going on. Some about Hemingway.
Yeah.
And some people like him profound. Some people, he can't write dialogue. So I will say one of the other things that's really important, and Beth already brought this up, the importance of grounding in your body before you start creating. What that grounding is determined by you. Is a cup of coffee grounding? Is a drink of water grounding? Is doing 2 hours of yoga? Is writing your morning pages? Is that grounding? Is dancing around grounding for you? Whatever it is, do that, because that can really, really help. So, okay. Yes, that goes the same for xenophobia. Replace fear with curiosity. Thank you, Maru.
I like that a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this last one that I have is this is one where it's making a lot of people, it's making my guest go,
Yeah.
And it's
I want to
why?
hear your
Yeah.
listeners story.
Well, okay. Why fear means we're close to something important. What do you in the chat think about this? Why does fear mean you're close to something important? In the meantime, if you are in the US and you'd like to win a copy of When Life Knocks You Off Your Happy, enter #happy into the chat.
And then what you do after you win is you have to email me. It's just Debra Zachau at yahoo.com and give me your address. And make sure you tell me your screen name too.
There you go. There
Thank
you
you.
go. So I think it is one of these things, fear often signals a creative expansion. Instead of resisting, we can ask, what is this fear trying to protect? And what I might discover if I go through it.
Yeah.
If we go all the way back to fear shows up because we are in danger, we're oftentimes not in danger. But if we look at it, and it's like the idea of inviting the fear in for a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, and then when you're done, and saying, hey, what do you have to tell me? What are you trying to get my attention about? Here, have a nice, here's a nice cup of coffee. Okay, you're done. Goodbye. Thanks for stopping by.
Right.
So, and what might I discover if I go through it? That's a really curious thing. What could be on the other side? So, Timmy said, or Raven Terra Meditation said, I've had fear of reaching my creative destination many times. It's the devil card sabotaging us.
Obsessive compulsive.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be perfect.
Yes.
I get caught in that. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and also the idea for me is sometimes it's like, ooh, what would happen if this did work? Am I going to be able to handle all of that?
Well, to maintain a following, it's common knowledge in marketing that you need to grow an audience. And to grow an audience, you need to be friends with them and engage with them and things where that's not someone's. Like for me, it's kind of difficult for me to do a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather write than do that, so it's a little different.
It's tough for introverts.
Yeah.
Sure.
But the creative destination, fear of reaching it could be that, but it also could be, what if it flops? So let me just say one thing. Yeah. So let's say it flops. Yeah, I write a book and it doesn't sell a single, even to my friends won't buy it. Well, it could be the cover. It could be the words. I mean, it could be the content, but it could be the way it's designed. It could be the not categorized, right? There's a whole lot of different other reasons, but we're so quick to say, oh, I'm a lousy artist or whatever, because it's not selling. There's every product, every art piece has an owner, has a new keeper. of that responsibility available. It just takes time sometimes, and you
Yes.
can't measure your abilities and your greatness or not greatness through what happens to this thing after it goes to market, after it gets out into your field, right? So that's why I decided to make this absolutely as perfect as I can. So when it goes out, if it flops, I'm still sleeping at night, that type of thing. So, and also as far as making a mistake, there are very few mistakes a person can make that they can't just unmake. So you buy a car and you decide you don't like it. It might cost you a few bucks, so you can change your car. And I mean, unless you do something permanent like murder someone or have a child, that where everything becomes different. Most mistakes you can just unmake. So if I publish a book that isn't working, I'll go ahead and change the cover or change there's a whole lot of different things you can do.
Yes. We had Deanne said, let me find it. All right, where is it?
Moonlight, night moon glows. It's just some
Pushing through fear. I'm grateful for this chat today. You're welcome. I'm glad you're here. This is wonderful. Here we go. Deanne, DFL rocks.
Oh, I like that.
Fear being something that hasn't happened yet. Let it be something fascinating we can manifest.
Yeah.
So flip it.
Child's heart. Yeah, that's it. You
Boom.
got it.
Boom.
It's perfect.
Boom. And so
yeah,
it would be very interesting to view the devil card as a helper, perhaps, like turning that energy around and using it.
If you use it, if you're an observer of it. If you're not an observer of it, and that's what tarot does, is it says, look, we've got the devil in here because maybe you're a little obsessive or compulsive. If you say, oh, I'm going to be a witness to that, I'm going to be observing that, that's fine. If you just say, oh, these cards are crap or whatever. But yeah, I like it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Curiosity does help conquer fear sometimes. I actually think it helps it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And Morella is here and has said, Linda. I think, and so Linda, what do you think about fear meaning that you're close to something?
Well, you know how when you, as a small child, when something traumatic happens, sometimes as an adult, you don't remember. And you have no conscious awareness of it in any way, shape, or form until suddenly one day, these strange images started coming into your head. The theory is that we protect ourselves from knowledge we can't handle. Okay? And that sort of happens on some automatic level, unconsciously or subconsciously. I'm not sure of the difference between the two, but okay, all right, whatever. Some level below our conscious awareness, this happens, that we block off what we don't have the strength to handle. And then suddenly we're grown up and we've become pretty well integrated people. And this is something that we can handle. And so we start getting fed little clues and so on and so forth. And I wonder if fear doesn't behave the same sort of way, that it's trying to protect us from this thing that we're not ready for, quote unquote. And this is bullshit, of course, because, fear, But I wonder if it's the same kind of idea behind it, that it's protecting us from something that's going to hurt us, that we're just not ready for, we're just not strong enough. And oh my goodness, no, you can't possibly put that image of the bull wearing a crown oh no, 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 no. And I wonder. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
I think you're bringing up some smart points.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gee, thanks. I didn't know.
Well, there you go. You can watch the playback, as everybody who is watching can watch the playback, because I did watch Fear episode 1.
Yeah.
I was watching it and I was like going, dang, we were on point.
Yeah, we were.
Very, a lot of insights. So Morella has said, Linda, yes. Beth has said, fear and its creepy cousin anxiety are bizarre because often, not always, but often,
Yes.
it's based on something that doesn't even exist,
Yeah.
or a situation that has never happened.
Oh my God. Everybody gets it.
Yep. And look at what Maru said.
Your subconscious knows things will change significantly if you finish it.
And here's the part, okay? That's it. Because if our unconscious or our below conscious awareness is indeed connected to what Dragonfly Crystals calls the quantum field, that we are connected all to each other, we are connected to the universe, and this happens through our unconscious,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Then no wonder fear is nagging at us. Don't go any farther. Don't go here, because you might become aware of your godhood.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
You might hit your godness, your divinity, your absolutely clear and direct connection with the divine, the spark within you that makes you part of the divine. Oh, can't be having that.
Yeah.
Yes. I think this is funny. I was laughing. Michelle Marie is here, Astrological Tarot. Thank you. And because I'm laughing, because one of the things that has happened is, here we go. I'm going to put this up. I'm pulling out my copy of The Artist Way, which somebody said, oh, Gerald, you should do a conversation about this. Well, I'd love to have Julia Cameron on to talk about this. If Julia Cameron would like to do it, please let me know. I've read this book like 8 times. I've taught it as a class multiple times. But I have week 9 is recovering a sense of compassion, which is all about fear. And look at my bookmark. My bookmark is Dragonfly Crystals, because she's altered her name slightly, so I had it there. But in week 9, she says one of the most important tasks in artistic recovery is learning to call things and ourselves by the right names. Blocked artists are not lazy. They
No.
are blocked.
Yes.
Yeah.
The blocked artist does not know how to begin with baby steps. Instead, the blocked artist thinks in terms of great, big, scary, impossible tasks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to tell you, I mean, if you look at my stuff, I've got lots of highlights. I've got lots of notes. Very, very powerful. And I just stopped here at page 154. Remember that art is process. The process is supposed to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And Jeff from Tarot Ask Backwards is here. Hello.
Oh, hi, Jeff.
And Dean James says, we can run from our fear, stand there staring at it, or even embrace it. Either way, we'll learn something in the process.
That's true.
That's
Good
very
work.
wise.
Yeah.
Very wise.
It's an experiment. It's a little experiment on an 8x10 sheet of sketch paper, and nobody's ever going to see it except for you.
Yep.
And maybe Wanda. Excuse me for a moment while I go see what's pulling her tail.
Deanne did share, my instincts warn me ahead of time to ask for something in prayer and be calm. I think this is one of those things. Jane the Seeker is here. Hello, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
It's good to see you. And so okay. Debra has been very kind to make available for the U.S. residents a copy of her book, When Life Knocks You Off You're Happy. Hashtag happy. And by the way, Linda and I both bought our own copy.
Yes, we
So we're
did.
not endorsed or anything like this.
Yes.
So if you'd like to, for US, if you want to get in, put it in, and we're using the giveaway tool. So
Yay, thank you.
yes. So
You know, I want to say, I mean, I know you wrote this book for like the young middle school kind of, at least that was my understanding, a middle school kind of audience. But I have to say, I enjoyed it, and I found it, well, it was easy to read for one thing, and for another, it was lovely. It's just
I'm so glad. So
it is it is a nice read. I will probably end up giving my copy to my granddaughter.
Yeah.
that's
Either that or your local library would be good. Just give it away. And there's a workbook. Now I hate to say a playbook. I'll say a playbook near the end. The last 100 pages is all these prompts on creativity.
Yeah.
So yeah. So also I use the pen name. It's D.A. Mintaka because I wanted to separate my woo-woo stuff from my kids' stuff. But between you guys and me, each chapter is a life path number. So yeah, so chapter 1 is a life path 1 child that would face this challenge first in their lives, and life path 9, chapter 9 would be that challenge for that life path. So, but I didn't make that, put that in the description.
It's all quite good, and yes, you're right, because this much of it is the working stuff, so that's good. All right, let's go ahead and
thank you.
Let's add this here.
I love remember says, oh, I speak Mintaka. You know, yes, that's my planet of origin.
There you go. All right, so and for the person who gets this, you're going to send Debra your email.
That's funny sounds.
Oh, I'm not, I've already got one, so we'll do another one. Here you go. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. You're the lucky one.
There you go. Hey, I'm lucky to have you on as a guest. So Beth.
Yay!
Rising.
Wonderful. So I cannot post my email address in the chat. If you could do it for me, Gerald, I'd appreciate it. It's just Debra, Debra, Zachau, Zachau at yahoo.com. And of course, if you go to my website, it's all over there too. Yay! I'll have it out tomorrow.
Congratulations, Beth.
That right now. And here you go. That's the one that I have listed in. Is that right?
That is right. Perfect. Thank you. Oh, yeah, it's listed in the show notes. Duh, you said that about 9 times. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Nobody listens.
I appreciate you having my back on that one.
We're all here for it. Jeff asked, is there another deck based on numerology coming, or is that something you would consider?
I was thinking about a numbered deck, numerology deck. I'm finishing up a numerology book called "I Have Your Number," and
Mhm.
it'll teach you why. What I forget the subtitle. See, that's so fresh and new. But why people drive you nuts is what it is. It's a funny little look on all of them, even through the Life Path 55. So I have that coming out, and then after that, I might move into something fun.
Excellent.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you both very, very much. I appreciate you coming on for this creativity conversation. I have more of these planned. In fact, what, Linda?
I just realized that it's over already.
Oh,
Yeah,
cracking herself up. I love
Pamela's
that.
like cracking herself up. Well, I do want to say, I actually have I have two shows that are going to be coming. One is about creativity in the kitchen, and the other one is about scent,
Ah,
smell. So stay tuned for that.
yeah.
Please remember, this is also a podcast, so if you're not available to watch, you can listen. Appreciate everybody being here. And remember, fear is not our enemy. It's an echo from when every rustle might signal danger. But today, allow us to shift that and see that echo as something to encourage us to follow the fascination and discover new and amazing things.
Yes.
Say thank you, everybody, very much for joining. Everybody
Thank
take
you.
care.
Really
Bye.
appreciate it. Bye.